Hi, in this video today I'm going to be changing the batteries on this 6-volt ride-on children's toy car here. So this has been laid up for a few years. It was working perfectly, but the battery has now drained and it won't charge up again. I took it out recently to get rid of it, and when I plugged it in I left it charging overnight. As soon as I took out the charger there was a very slight bit of power, but not enough to move with any weight on it. And now, if you look at it now, when I put the ignition on, it will just make a little kind of clicking noise. It doesn't matter whether it's forward or backwards, it doesn't do anything. So I'm hoping that it's just a battery related problem. So I've bought a battery off eBay for £15, which is down here. I'm going to be using very basic tools, which is a scissors to just open up the box and a crosshead screwdriver. So let's get started, and hopefully by the end of it, £15 will get this up and running again for another child to enjoy. So to begin with, we're going to undo this. You see there's a lock symbol here and an unlock symbol here. So we're just going to move this around. If you don't want to do it with your nails, just use a little coin or something like that. So now it's in that position there, we're going to move the seat upwards. Now there is a little clip at the back here, so it takes a little bit of wiggling to get it off. You see this little clip here fits into this slot here. Okay, so that's the seat out, and this is where the battery is located here. The same way as you go to charge it up. So let's undo this plug here by just squeezing it and pulling it out. And now I'm going to get the crosshead screwdriver and I'm going to undo this screw here on this little bar going across. So we're going to be turning it counterclockwise, anti-clockwise to the left. I'm going to be lifting it up there and just sliding it out from the front there. That is our battery. So what you can do is now you can find out what size the battery is, so you can measure the battery, and you can also look, you can see it says 6 volts and this one here is 7 amp hours. Now I'm replacing it with a 6 volt, but I think the one I got is 12 amp hours. What this basically means is that 12 amp hours is going to output 6 volts longer than a 7 amp hour battery. So they're both perfectly safe to use because they're both 6 volts. It's just the higher the number here, the amp hours, the longer the battery is going to output 6 volts for. So I measured this one up here, and my 12 amp one is slightly bigger. I'm hoping it's going to fit in here. Let's open up the box. You can see there, 6 volt, 12 amp hour rechargeable battery for Aldi Kids Electric Ride-On Car. Obviously it doesn't matter about the make, and it was £14.25 in total. Here it is. And you can see that this one is 6 volts but 12 amp hours. So let's get the crosshead screwdriver and let's undo the 2 screws here. Now this lid is not going to fit on here, and also there's no little screws here for this top bit to screw on. But what I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using the same connections on it. Obviously if your battery is exactly the same, you'll be able to reuse this top part as well. But if you have a look, can you see here we just have spade connections. So obviously black is going to go to negative, and you can see here there's a positive, and we're going to do red. You can see it's color coded, red for the red lead and black for the black lead. Now we're just going to slide these off. Okay, now if they don't come off easily, then what you can see is, can you see there's these tiny little clips just here. So you can just put your fingernail on there, just give it a little press, and then it will easily slide off. So you can see it's like locked into place, but by pressing that it will easily come off. Now this one here is going to be a bit harder because it's on the opposite side. So I'm just going to bend this up a little bit and then get my finger under there to the little connection, and you can see it's now slid off. So you need to recycle that safely, and we're going to put this one on here. Now there's no point in even having this on here because you can see it's not going to screw into anything, it's not going to do anything there, so we might as well just bring that through here. We can leave that on it, that's not going to do any harm, and we're going to be putting the black lead onto there, clicked into place, and the red lead onto here. I'm just going to remove the little safety plastic cover there. There you go, and that's now clipped on. Now let's put this into the car. So if you have a look here, can you see there's different mouldings here for different depths of battery? So the original battery would have just fitted in this bottom one, but the wider one now will fit in this one here. So if you have a look, that fits nice and securely just there. Yep, and we're going to have the positive side over here. Now remember, this hasn't got the lid on it here, but that's fine because now the bigger battery will fit in without the top bit. So I'm going to be placing this bar back in. I'm going to put it just underneath this wire here, otherwise it's going to be crushing down on the wire. So we're going under the wire, into that little locating bit there, and then we're just going to be putting the screw back in exactly the same as you took it out, just a reverse of that. So now I'm going to be doing the screw up. There we go. Okay, so now you can see the battery is as secure as it was before because it moved about a little bit before. Remember, this isn't going fast enough to have enough G-force to whiz around the corners. And now we're just going to be connecting up this one here. I'm just going to do it underneath here to keep it out of the way of everything. So there we go. That's connected up here now. So now we can put the seat back on and you can see that nothing's going to fail. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of sellotape with the 2 screws, and I'm just going to keep this cover in here because in the future somebody might want to put a different size battery in, and at least then the original cover is with it. Put some sellotape over the screws there so they're not going to get lost. I'm going to place that in here, out of the way, and now we're going to get the seat. We're going to make sure that this is in the unlock position, so make sure it is unlocked there, and we're going to slide this down, making sure that this locates in this hole at the back here. There we go, and let's lock it into place, push that down and twist that. So now hopefully it should be working. So let's turn on the ignition and let's see if we've got any power in it this time. The batteries will need charging up. There we go. Excellent. Right, so if it's going to work for an 11-year-old, it will certainly work with a 3 or 4-year-old. So turn on that ignition and yeah, go forward and just back a couple of times. There we go, and back. Perfect, and forward again. That's it. So it's well worth fixing something like that for the sake of spending 15 UK pounds, not a huge amount of money. So that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for more videos. Take care. Bye now.